The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host. The new Black.
All right, good evening to you beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today, man. I am super excited for today. A lot has happened today, and I did not even know back when I got all this stuff scheduled in advance that today is on this inauguration day where we got all our sisters just seem to be so crunk. I mean, all my sisters, they ready to rock and roll. Man, this is the night for you guys. This is Black Woman Wednesday, brought to you by the new Black Wall Street. And I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises and the Black Bazaar. And first and foremost, I just want to do a quick shout out to all my fly, dope sisters. This show is all about you and the things that you got going on and uplifting you. Make sure you know there's a place that continues to focus on you. Here's the deal, man. This show is created, number one, to connect networks to networks. I am connected to some pretty dope people, and I want to make sure that my other connections know about these connections. So if y'all need to use each other's services at some point in time, y'all can connect. That's just what it is, man. So I'm super excited about tonight. Hopefully we have 3 guests. This is going to be a power show, and I've titled this show, Chucks and Pearls. I mean, why not? That seemed to be what everybody rocking, and everybody got the pearls on, and that's just seemed to be what's going on. Super excited about the newness in the nation, and where we're going, but we want to make sure that we continue to uplift, inspire, and encourage our sisters, right? So it's all about you. So if you are connected to a sister, go ahead and tag a sister now. Go ahead and hit that like button, that share button, if you care, right? If you really care about your sister, go ahead and hit that like button, that share button, and also hit that tag button, tag a sister in this broadcast as well. You can find this stream on across Facebook and YouTube at ERGJ Enterprises. So if you want to share wherever you might be connected from, that's where it is as well. And I almost forgot last week. I ain't gonna forget this week though. Y'all know we got to start this thing out with a poem, and I think I got the right poem for you. Y'all just still the same author, different poem. Still I rise because my sisters, y'all are rising. Let me go ahead and do my best Maya Angelou impersonation. Still I rise. Black Woman Wednesday. Let's get it. You might write down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Do you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my hardiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? Because I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. All my sisters that are out there, go ahead and put a comment. So I rise, because we are here tonight. Well, we have a sister that has risen to the second in command. That's what's going on. And so Chucks and Pearls tonight, I got some wonderful guests with us here today. We got a sister that's we've been road dogs for a long time, and I just continue to see her take it to the next level because guess what? She's rising. I got another sister, man. I thought I knew money. I mean, y'all know I'm a certified financial educator. I thought I knew wealth. Not like this sister that gonna be talking to us tonight. So I'm like, I got my notes, I got my pen, and I got my paper, because she might just drop something down and I might have to take that thing to the bank. That's what's going on here tonight. Y'all know what time it is, man. I have got to give y'all an advert. We'll be back with our first guest. Go ahead and put in the comments, so still I rise. Let us know where you're connected from, what city, what state, what country, as we're connecting across the World Wide Web. You just might be in a whole nother country, because we international up in here. We global up in here. Man, a quick advert from the Black Billionaires Club. We'll be right back. The Black Billionaires Club, a book written about Black folk and wealth. If you want to know who those people are all across the world, you pick up that book by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. Man, this is Black Woman Wednesday. Y'all can tell I am crunk up in here. I see Dr. O. I see you in the green room. I see you, Miss Gillette is in the green. Oh, Dr. Okay, Dr. O. Okay. I'm super excited. Well, we're actually going to, I think, Lisa, you still good? Or you want me to get, who go first? It don't matter. I just bring somebody. Lisa, you was here first. I'm going to bring you up first, then I'm bringing you in, Dr. O. So you got a little time if you need to do anything else. I know you're on your phone and stuff like that. I'm going to bring in this queen here. She was like the queen of like real estate, all things real estate. And now she rising to another level. And so we're going to find out who she is, what she does, what she's up to, what she's been through, what she's been up to, and where's she going next. Man, let me introduce you guys. She got a new last name, too. Somebody gave her a new last name, by the way. Man, my sister, man, super agent. I've been rolling with her for quite some time. Miss Lisa, new last name, Gillette, here today on Black Woman Wednesday. What is going on, Queen?
I am so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm so fired up. I'm excited. Yes, last name Gillette. I like to let people know, still keeping it razor sharp, but without the E. Okay.
Absolutely. Fantastic, man. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. I know you're busy, you got studying, you got business, but when I call, you show up. I appreciate that. You're still rising. You're a phenomenal woman. There's some people here who, for some strange reason, I don't know how this is even possible, they may just now be coming in connection with you as we're connecting networks to networks. If you could tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Absolutely. Hello, good evening, where you are on this beautiful, phenomenal planet. My name is Lisa Gillette. Most of you used to or known me as Lisa Puerto. So a lot of my handles as I'm going through this name change transition. You'll see that transition, but still known as Super Agent. I am the first creator and founder of our country's first youth real estate curriculum, wrote the country's first youth real estate book in the country. It's really nice to see, I will say this, that my industry colleagues are starting to write literature for our youth. So it's a beautiful thing. It was crazy when I first did it. They said, oh no, kids don't want to learn it. But here we are, 2015 to current. We've done tons of things from boot camps, workshops, and trainings, and I'm just having a blast. I am a licensed active California broker. So yes, I'm still in the game, loving every bit of it. So 10 toes to the concrete. And I'm really excited to share with you in bite size, as Evan goes through this, what's been happening, what's going on, and what to look out for. So the big news, yes, is as a married woman now.
Absolutely. Congratulations, man. Much kudos, much well deserved. Glad to see that you are rock and rolling and happily married as well. And you mentioned
happy weight too, Evan.
you use this word though, because before you would say professional, but this time you said broker.
Mhm.
So you done leveled up in your status.
I sure did. You're right. I definitely
So
was.
could you help us? You know, there's some people that might be joining. They hear that word thrown around, but they may not know what a broker really is, because we can use that term in stocks. We can use it in real estate. What is a broker?
Broker owner means I actually run the brokerage. I am the owner of my independent company. And this is one thing that we have discussed, you and I both offline, especially when we say things like supporting Black owned businesses or, real estate professionals. There's a difference with supporting a Black real estate professional and a Black owned real estate brokerage. And not throwing shade or knocking anyone, but there really is a difference in terms of when you are doing business with a broker owned company, where is that money going, right? Where is it being invested or reinvested or not being invested? And so I'm happy to say that I continue it. It's elevated me to also be in a position to help my partners, my colleagues, my industry professionals, and my community, because I make the decisions.
Man, and let me ask you this, Lisa. I mean, again, the level up is real up in here.
Yes.
When you let me ask you this: as a broker, going from real estate professional to broker, how important or how valuable were the relationships that you that you fostered during your real estate professional days to help you to move into the broker space and kind of blossom in that arena, in that space?
I think it was, I love when you and I connected, we talked about that natural progression, and that's what I saw in the industry. As I wrote the book, I started to build authority, notoriety as an agent professional, right? And a lot of the brokers, a lot of the industry professionals know me, know of me. If they know of me, they respect me because they heard of me. And now to be in that space, it's one of those where it's a new club. I'm privy to forms, panels, information that agents aren't.
Wow. And in this space, because now I'm thinking that my mind immediately goes to like basketball player versus team owner, right?
That's right.
What kind
That's
of
right.
what are the demographics? You know what I'm saying? Are you finding that you're I don't know, you're the only Black woman in this space, or is it skewed like that, or is it not as we may perceive it based upon statistics we see in other areas?
Right. So it's interesting because the demographic, what I am finding that it's more split between genders than it is ethnicity in our industry. So I'm seeing it's more this rise of pushing more women-owned brokerages in those CFO, CEO positions, even for those franchise or broker, large broker companies. So, and again, because of the arenas and the space that I'm in, I continue to see that we are far and few in these spaces. But I'm in California, so it's going to be anyone who's not privy to California is going to. There's a lot of culture shock happening here. Where when I go down, I love going down to Georgia for that reason. Is because the positions and the power players and the things that I've seen has been like, oh my gosh, this is so normal. This is so natural. Children grow up seeing this. Not in California.
And I got a question about California, but for those that are joining us here live, she mentioned this word natural progression. I want you to go ahead and put that in the comments below. And I want you to think about, as we're now, in 2021, what's the natural progression for you in that which it is that you do? Sometimes, we may think we need to move outside of our frame to get like the grass is green on the other side. But a lot of times the pot of gold is just in your natural progression, or what we call evolution, and what you are already doing. I had to do a serious assessment for where I was and what I do and what I stay true to, so I could move along with the times. And I wonder if you may be experiencing that same thing. Now, you mentioned California. I'm starting to see a lot of moving out of California for these different reasons. What's taxes, right? What is, what's really going on since you got boots on the ground over there?
Oh, I literally had this full-on discussion with one of my neighbors here, and he was asking me about the market, and it's really ugly, Evan. It's ugly. Okay, I mean, me, and people that know of me respect me for telling you like it is, right? Everyone wants to talk about the beautiful, shiny, glorious side of real estate, but I get to say and share with you, it is really ugly as it relates to what's happening with underrepresented and underserved communities. California right now, I think we are two things that we get to say we are the record holders of, right? Homelessness in the United States, and we've topped the record of COVID cases in probably the country or world. I was reading it yesterday, 3 million cases. So with that being said, it's really ugly in the sense that the industry right now is doing so much to try to help the underserved, the underrepresented, the people that are hardest hit right now in the pandemic or during the pandemic as it relates to their jobs and their positions and their housing. There's a couple things that I also see happening is you folks are getting bulldozed, like you are getting ran over right now when it comes to property acquisition. If you have it and you don't have someone advocating for you, you about to get ran through with no grease and barbed wire.
Man, oh man, that's some things that are happening up there on the west side, California going on. At the beginning of our broadcast, I read a poem, "Still I Rise" by Maya Angelou. As we're inauguration day, and as you just mentioned, the push of for the woman to the forefront. What did anything from that poem kind of speak to you?
It's one that I appreciate. It's interesting that you shared that, because I have a different relationship with that as it relates during a period that I was experiencing DV, domestic violence. So it's really interesting that you brought that up at this time, because I'm now reflecting. It hasn't been that long, but a good period of my life was very dark. And I experienced, for those of you who are new to my story, emotional, spiritual, financial, physical abuse, mental abuse on every aspect. So every plane, every aspect. I'm a mom of 2 with 2 bonus kids now, but back then, listen, I've been there, done that. I've been stabbed, broken, beaten, sued, defeated. I mean, you name it, all of the above. And so when I say in this literally, I got married in November, and I don't know, Evan, if you recall when I said on your show that 2020 was going to be one of my best years, unbeknownst to me that all this newness, all this wonderful things were coming out of it. But I felt it, I declared it, I affirmed it, and I said, this is now my time. I don't know about the rest of y'all, love you, but Lisa's going, but it's my time. And to really see that I have chosen, and I'm choosing better. I'm choosing me, and I'm choosing better. I'm making better decisions for myself and for my future.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. And I was actually just about to ask you about our year that we just went through. I call it the COVID come up, but many people experience different things. What was, and I guess maybe you just answered, but what was your big takeaway from 2020?
Ooh, 2020 solidified that every seed that I had put in, because when I got into real estate in 2006, as wild as it was, my big dream, my dream to vision was that I wanted to be the go-to person in the industry. How? I don't know. Don't come from real estate. That's not my family's background. I'm actually the first born here in the United States. My family's originally from Belize, Central America. And so that was something I declared. And then to fast forward 10 years later, I've seen the accolades I'm receiving. I actually had an attorney and working alongside attorney with a case, a fraud case, a mortgage fraud case, or excuse me, a deed forged case. And what was interesting in that is she asked me for my CV, right? My curriculum vitae, my life's experience. And it was the first time I went back, because when I was doing a lot of the public stuff back 2 years ago, right? I was sticking and moving prior to COVID. I had all the press kit. And then when I looked back and I provided the CV and I looked at everything that I had done, and I was just blown away, Evan, to say every single thing, right? All the what I call to my next book, silent victories, right? To all my silent victories, things that I didn't celebrate out in the open, they were for me to keep pushing and encouraging me. I look back and say, oh my goodness, look at all these things really had a significant part in the next level, which brings me to 2020, pandemic, open my own office, could be a scary time while everyone around me shutting down, closing up. 50% of the real estate industry goes unemployed. For the first time in the United States, real estate professionals were considered eligible for unemployment compensation, all these things. And I could recall that my colleagues were saying, are you going to apply? You should apply. And I said, but I don't need it. I'm not unemployed.
Wow.
And so everything that I put forth, planted the seeds, my phone was ringing, sales were up 36%, pricing, it's been a wild year and it still continues.
Man, absolutely. And we actually are in. I got 2 more questions for you. We'll take a break. What are you looking for? Hindsight is 2020. We just look back. But what are you looking forward to? What's going on now? What's coming up for the super agent? Let me make sure I say this. Trademark, licensed and trademark super agent. What are we looking forward to in 2021? What you got going on?
Can I share what is really exciting about that? You said licensed and trademark super agent. And this goes hand in hand with what I'm going to share right now. I haven't publicly shared it, but I actually have started law school. I actually was a dream of mine as a kid to be an attorney, and I set that on the back burner. But here I am with all the wonderful things that has happened as a result of the pandemic, COVID, social distance, that I'm saving about $50,000 on tuition, social distance learning. I'm going to earn my JD degree and sit for the California bar in a few years to come. And I am leveling up my business, myself, my level of expertise so I can serve more of my clients and, more importantly, my community who needs representation.
Man, we talking about progression, rise, rocking and rolling. That's what I'm talking about, man. We got a lot going on. Strong and amazing woman, says Miss Vivian Reed. And I'll catch up on the comments in just a second. And here's the deal. This is Black Woman Wednesday. Here's our moment, where we shine for the sisters that are out there. Love for you to share some encouraging words, some thoughts, a benediction, or whatever you have for the Black woman in 2021.
Oh my goodness. Listen. I encourage you. So it was a quote that I read, and there's so much truth to that. That shares a lot of us as adults are chasing to get back to our childhood, that little girl in me, right? So that little girl inside of you, and healing that little girl inside of you and remembering what joy was, devotion, friendship, laughter, commitments. And so I encourage you to play and get back to that space of whatever the little Vivians and little Rhonda and little Latea and little Wakita and all the beautiful sisters on here. What did your little you, what was it what was the dream, right? What was it before life started to pack on the weight, trials, and tribulations that really are just a way for you to grow, develop the super you, the super skills, the super talent, the super knowledge, and the super experience so that you can share your gift with the world. We all came here with something special, and I trust that each and every one of you know that, hold that to be your truth, and don't ever let that go, because here I am 20 plus years later with a lot of the things that I had embedded with me are now coming to fruition. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Man, Lisa Gillette, super agent, man, West Side, California. Thanks so much again for joining us. Hopefully you'll stick around to the end of the show. You have a little networking with our other guests as well. If you got to take some time to do some things, so be it. In the comments below, guys, I want you to go leave some words of encouragement, some praise for this phenomenal sister, this amazing woman who continues to rise, and still she rises here today as we get ready for our break. And we got Dr. O. We got Dr. She got her own show or whatever. Listen, it just gets better here on Black Woman Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Man, so many items to choose from at the Black Bazaar. You can you get Afrocentric home decor, Black art inspired gifts, and also personal care products. We also got a few little COVID-19 things for you as well. Once you remember at the Black Bazaar, www.theblackbazaar.com, that once you shop Black, you never go back. That's right, man. Once you shop Black, you never go back, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. First half of the show, man, we got our next guest coming on, man. Lisa's just so phenomenal. Hopefully you guys are rocking and rolling, inspired, ready to move forward. Hopefully you hit that like button, and share button, all the good stuff. Because again, I'm all about this year. I'm all about connecting networks to networks. And so let your network connect to my network, and everybody, everybody can move ahead. You just never know who needs to hear these people, who needs to connect with these people, who needs to get service from these people, or who can serve these people. And so that's what I'm all about here tonight, man. Miss Vivian Reed, Mr. Tia Taylor, thanks so much for joining. If you have not been recognized, go ahead and put something in the comments. I'll recognize you as well. Miss Rhonda Holmes, thanks so much for joining. Brother Sidney Mealy out of Houston. Miss Wakita Nutri's in the house. Thanks so much. Miss Monica Allison out of Philadelphia has joined us as well. Florida is representing Natural Progression here today. Man, my next guest here on Black Woman Wednesday, and our special edition of Chucks and Pearls, the Still I Rise inauguration day. It's very interesting sometimes how you meet people and how you stay connected, because we actually met like almost like arguing, and I found that some of my strongest connections go through something before we come on the other side smelling like roses. So I never discount a debate or anything like that, because then we just get, when birds of a feather flock together. Y'all know I'm all about that wealth. I'm all about getting that guap. And I think I'd have met somebody that's outdoing me. So I'm trying to learn something from this phenomenal sister here. Man, this is what I know about her. All I can say is A1, pristine, phenomenal. In the area of business, in the area of wealth, and more so in the area of service, where she's trying to help as many people as possible understand and get to the bag. Right? Understand and get to the bag. We can't say this stuff isn't being taught. What we can say is we choose not to listen. Well, this is a sister I think you want to listen to. I want to bring to our show here on Black Woman Wednesday. Again, I hope y'all been already taking notes. That's why y'all haven't been typing much, because your hands are busy, trying to get all this stuff down. Dr. Omai I want to say her last name, Kofi. I think I said that right because it's Kofi Kingston from wrestling. So I'm gonna say that's Dr. Omai. So I'll be like, oh my, Kofi. So this old man, Black Woman Wednesday. What is going on, Queen? I'm glad hey, it's been a long time. We're supposed to do this for a while, but I told you I was bringing you on. I went through my stuff, and I'm back, as you can see, full of energy, ready to get all this good gorgeousness you got going on. How you doing tonight? How you doing tonight?
I am wealthy. I am WELLTHY. I am so excited to be here. You have so much energy. It's amazing.
Oh man, thanks so much, man. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to be here. I know that we are just, we're all we can call ourselves super busy people, but in the age of connection, we're able to take some time and really spread our message and connect. And that's what I use this platform for. Man, there's some people who have never come across you. We're actually in the Black CEO group together. So you may have seen me once or twice, or I might have seen you, but I did not know we were connected. That's just how it is. So shout out to brother Trevor Otts up in here. If you could tell us a little bit about, who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Awesome. So who I am, Dr. Omai Kafi. What I do is I'm a professional time freer upper. I just want to make sure your time is free. And honestly, I'd like to talk about how I do that. And just simply, without any further ado, I invest and I help other people invest. And instead of celebrating the year 2021, I've decided to help out and support 2021 new or upcoming investors who want to grow their portfolio.
Right. So all things investing, fantastic, man. So we definitely that's right up my alley there. So I see your tagline, your favorite wealth hacker. What does that mean?
Well, I have a platform called Wealth Hackathon because I feel like a lot of people need mental rewiring and they need emotional rewiring. A lot of people like to call it healing. It's the same principle, same concept, and actually it's the same thing. But when it comes to wealth, a lot of people are not taught wealth, or they're not around it, or they don't know anything about it within themselves. So my job is to be your favorite wealth hacker, help you hack into your wealth, because honestly, I can't teach you how to be wealthy. I dang sure can't teach Evan how to be wealthy. Like, you can't teach people how to be wealthy. They are the ones who have to learn how to be wealthy within themselves before they get in front of anybody. Because the first thing that happens, and you know this, Evan, you witnessed this, they will try to call you a scam. They will try to call you a fraud, and you'll become responsible for the negativity and the positivity of their wealth. So what I like to do is help you to hack into your wealth versus me trying to teach you how to become wealthy, because honestly, it's really up to every individual to do that on their own. And then what happens is we all join forces like we're doing now, and then we can start to share wealth experiences together, and you can help me go to my next level, but you cannot help me be wealthy. So what I like to do is teach people how to hack into their wealth on a platform that I've created, which is Wealth Hackathon. So that's where that comes from.
Absolutely. So you have a platform called Wealth Hackathon, and you're helping people to tap in for the most part, right, or call it hack. Let me ask you this, let's talk a little bit about, I guess, your wealth journey, just a little bit. What kind of inspired you to even create a platform? What got you into investing yourself? Is it something that, your parents did and they kind of fell down? You said, okay, you learned it while you're growing up, or you did work, taught it, you stumbled across it and you said, what is this? And then you started digging in because you got the doctor. So I know you like to study, obviously. That must be what's going on. How'd you start getting into the whole wealth game?
Well, yeah, my wealth journey is simple. My family is a family of entrepreneurs. I can't remember not one conversation all the way up until we were in our maybe 20s that we ever even started talking about investing. And it started through real estate. I purchased a mobile home and I was like 20 something years old and very young. This is before I had my son. So it had been before 22, something like that, 23 years old. That's when I bought my first mobile home, and my sister bought her first home, and that was our first sign of investing as far as age wise. And then that journey speeds up until, more recently as far as investing. So my role in that was to fly in African American billionaires and millionaires to do like a Shark Tank. So Mark Cuban allowed us to utilize his landmark theaters here in the Dallas, Texas area to host these events. And I would bring these investors down to show people, live, like, hey, Black people do invest, Black people do this. And so where that came from originally was along my journey before that time frame, I learned about investors through study, like you said. And I was like, how do you take real estate and flip it? I just got curious, right? So curiosity alone started take me down that trajectory. But when I started, going to events and learning that a lot of Black people were in a different financial position than I saw on the news and I saw in the media, I was like, wait a minute, like, why are they not talking about this? There are so many powerful Black people out here that are investing in, and they're doing great things. And so honestly, being in those environments really had me hacking into wealth. Then I just didn't call it that, right? But nevertheless, that journey from investing myself with just even a mobile home, you all, and then moving up into other real estate, and then moving up into commercial real estate, and moving into apartment complexes and all that. That was my journey from the trailer park. Okay, so stop making fun of trailer park people, but that was it, right? And then as I started to meet other people and see how their lives had been impacted by investing only, I started to say, well, why are we not all investing? And people were like, I don't know how. So I started to help people to hack into it based off of my own input and understanding that I didn't want to pay rent and make somebody else wealthy. I wanted to be able to have something that was going to grow and appreciate and value, even a mobile home, right? And I got land. And I'm like, okay, so that's kind of where it got started as far as that. But no, now in my family, just about everybody's an investor. But before, no, we did not necessarily grow up in that environment. It just kind of developed and it just evolved over time.
Wow, that's absolutely phenomenal. Would you say that, so was it kind of in the family, but it wasn't really openly discussed, I guess? Would you venture to say you kind of brought it to the forefront of like family finance, talking family finance, and now you're seeing the fruits of that throughout your whole family?
Well, you know what? It's interesting that you say that. What I can say is that, again, remember, all my family was pretty much entrepreneurs. So my great grandfather, great great grandfather, he came over from the West Indies, and on his way to Texas, he purchased a slave from Barbados named Sarah. And he purchased her freedom to get her to come to Texas. And he bought pretty much most of the city. Is near the Smithsville, Texas area. So that's still here current today. And the family still owns that land. So I think it was in the family a long time ago. And then that just kind of birthed another generation and another generation in its own right? So my aunts were beasts. I mean, we've owned nightclubs where we're, counting $700,000 a night, cash money, like we're falling asleep trying to count money. So I can't say it was me. What I can say, what I did was I 10x'd it, right? I Grant Cardone'd it, and I made it more where everybody was going to do it versus here and there. Now everybody has to do it. Like the children, I harassed the heck out of them. So now it's to the point where everybody is just getting inundated with me. So I've just come in and basically amplified what already was. But I have to admit that really came honestly. Even my own mother, has always had her own companies and stuff. So I will say that it's a family thing, but I can say that what I did as a family member is I made it just even like, oh yeah, y'all want to do this? We're going to do this. So that would be fair assessment. Thank you for seeing that.
Oh, fantastic. And this word, invest,
Yes.
because immediately when you said it, I went a lot of different places, but you came back, man, to the beginning, like, real estate, mobile homes. And but now I imagine, or you tell me, I mean, it's across the gamut, I'd imagine. What is the, for those that hear the word, but still don't really grasp the concept of this thing that we're talking about, because we learn how to spend. We know a little bit about saving, but this word invest seems to bring curiosity. How would you define the term itself in your own words?
Investing is risking. I guess the easiest way to share this is something that Mark Cuban shared with me. First and foremost, when you're serious, this is what he said. If you're serious, Dr. O, about joining the BBC, which is the Billionaire Boys Club, if you're serious, you'll get out of debt. That's first and foremost. Like, don't even come over here. You're definitely not ready for this level. Once you're serious, you'll get out of debt first. And then once you get out of debt, then you'll come over here and do what you have to do, because it's a doggy dog world. This is not for the weak. Scared money doesn't make money. This is for people who understand the value of their time and their energy while they're on the face of this earth. This is a legacy. This is what we call generational wealth. So this is a whole nother level that people want to come into. And I say that because I want to say that up front. I don't want you coming down the line thinking like, oh my God, I lost. No, I want you coming up in here with the confidence, because confidence will fund your entire bank account. Confidence will, and it will literally fund your entire wealth portfolio. So I just wanted to throw that out there first.
Can you repeat that again? Confidence will do what? Everybody put in console confidence. Confidence
will fund your entire wealth portfolio. Confidence. Note, I didn't say money.
So is it possible that many of us are missing out on this game simply because we lack confidence?
Confidence. We're not talking about money. We're not talking about
the trait, because that's so important. And let me just share. I'm getting into a new space and I'm practicing, but I'm hella confident. I'm like, we finna get this, and it absolutely makes a difference. Mindset makes a difference in my success or my performance or my results.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. And then one thing that Jen Rohn said, and I'll get back to what Mark Cuban said.
Oh, that's my homie right there. Jen Rohn, my homie. That's my virtual mentor right there. Go ahead now.
Hey, he said one of his mentors asked him, there was a conversation, and basically someone asked, what do I do when I get $1 million? And he was like, you better become a millionaire. Because we've seen the lotto stories. We've seen the high, celebrities. We've seen it all when people would just, they lost it all because it's a mindset thing, like Evan just said. But the other side where Mark Cuban comes in to teach you about investing, here's the principles, right? You can work for your money. Number one, you can work for your money. Number two, your money can work for you. But it's not until you reach number three, which is your money, making money for your money, that you're really doing what you need to do. So this is where we talk about investment. Number three, right? Your money needs to be making money for your money. You need to wake up to a bank account that has increased while you are asleep. So when I talk about the definition of investing is, for me, it is 100% freedom. Because as an investor, I'm not relying on my energy, my brain power. I'm not relying on my knowledge. I'm not relying on my anything. I am literally virtually manifesting money through a principle and a process of generational wealth. And that, to me, is the definition of investing, right? There are so many out there, the word invest, and we can go all in that. But I'm talking about my definition, right? And so what happens is when my time is free and my mind is free and my heart is free and I have a fulfilled heart and a clear conscience, now I'm living life. Anything else is not a reality. Elon Musk breaks it down to a science. And Elon Musk says it is not right for you to be exchanging your time for dollars. Right? What investing does is it has you exchanging dollars for dollars and letting money and currency and fiat do what it's supposed to do. Make it work for you. It should be your star player. It should be your MVP on that champion team. That's what money is for. It's literally a tool and a resource for itself. So it is of itself. That's what investing means. It is of itself, and it increases as you keep on compiling that on top of everything. So at a very, very high level, what you're doing is you're allowing your confidence to keep you sustained while you teach your money how to make money for money. So I hope that resonates with somebody, please. I hope that answers what you're asking, Evan.
Man, absolutely. I think people are beginning to understand why you're the wealth hacker. You're our favorite wealth hacker too. And not
Hey,
any,
hey,
any wealth hacker. Our
speak
favorite.
the word.
You've
Speak the
been working on
word.
that marketing. I can tell that. Hey, here's the deal, man. You know, and I hope people are taking. Again, I'm all about this year. I'm all about connecting networks to networks, and this is she's been doing this for a while. She's got the connections and things like that. So I want to make sure, guys, if you feel like, hey, man, this is a sister that you can learn from, you need to get with. I'm opening up my connections to my network, and because your network is your network, and who you're connected to. And many of us simply need to we need to reconnect. That means a connection to some new stuff. Yeah. That's why we have the Black Billionaires Club. That's why I do a new Black Wall Street book club every morning, so we can help get our mind right, get our confidence, change our philosophy.
And you share, Evan, you share a lot of information that I just don't see people sharing, and you share it in a very unique way to open up the mind for conversation. You're a very good conversationalist, and that's very key. A lot of males aren't really good at conversation, right? They, do action, get out of my face, but you actually take the time to converse with people. And I love the way that you post, and I really love that the people that are following you can really, if they really try to get behind what it is that you're doing and saying, they also will be able to open up that consciousness, because you have a consciousness in your conversation alone, right? And I love how you're posting about Bitcoin. You're posting about, hey, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. You're predicting, and you're really helping people grasp it at a level that they can receive it. Because sometimes I'm in rooms, with billionaires, and the stuff that goes on is way over people's heads, right? But what you do is you go and capture it from there, and you bring it back down to the audience so that they can receive it. You don't give a baby meat. You cannot do that. Somebody will put you in jail for giving a baby meat. But if you give the baby milk, which comes from meat, then the baby can receive it a little bit better. And as the baby develops teeth, aka also an appetite for it, then that's when they'll start to get it for themselves and desire for themselves. So what you do is you create the appetite for it. And I think that is so genius. And I appreciate you for doing that.
My pleasure, man. This Black Woman Wednesday, not Black Man Monday, but hey, I'll take it. I appreciate it. Hey, here's the deal. So, three more questions for you. Lisa, did we lose you? I don't know if you was coming back to do a little vibing, but we just coming through the 2020 was an interesting year for many of them. It was a great year for me. One of the best years financially I have ever seen, and I'm looking to double 10x that this year. But for you, the 2020, what's your takeaway? What's a life lesson that you learned in 2020?
Investing. I mean, it sounds redundant, and I hope somebody gets frustrated, so frustrated that they go and do what we're saying. And I want people to get mad mindset, right? I want you mad mindset, right? I want you to understand the value of appreciation, right? And then discipline. I pray you get upset, but investing is what I learned that, hey, listen, Matthew chapter 25 states, you should have invested my money with the bankers and what you had. And since you didn't do that, how about I take what you had and give it to the one that got 10 and 10x'd it? And so there's a reason why that scripture is very prolific, Matthew chapter 25 in the Bible, because it's saying that we're in a market of a downturn in the whole society, right? And people, anytime in a pandemic, an epidemic, anytime in a depression, anytime there's a confining of the economic market, that means that debt is being created, that's how this country is wealth. That's where capitalism comes from, right? The capitalistic society means that I'm going to enslave this people to enrich this people. That's capitalism, right? I want these people to work, aka the working class, to work on behalf of the investing class. So this is that 2020 was a clear vision for the investing class. That's why Evan can confidently say that was one of my best years. And we can go back to 2008 and say that was one of our best years. Why are we saying that? Because they are creating debt at that time. The people are indebted to people. And so I said that to say 2020 taught me the value of 100% investing and stop doing and playing the entrepreneurial game. For me, this is Dr. O. So I'm not putting, keep being an entrepreneur is the best thing ever. Please know I'm with you in spirit, but I have left the building. I am 100% an investor at this time. And that was a huge risk, especially in this market, right? And so that's what 2020 came to teach me, that, hey, you better become the bank. You better stop playing with the bank. And you better become the bank as quickly as possible.
Man.
So that's what it taught me. And so while people are passing away, and we don't want to be insensitive to that. While people are losing their jobs, we don't want to be insensitive to that. We still want to be strong in what we're saying, that without you investing, saving is cute. You know about my savings club. We've distributed well over $800,000 in less than 6 months. Saving is powerful. But then what? It goes away when you don't, nothing's happening with it. And if you keep your money in the bank is trading with your money all day. You have life insurance, which is powerful. And I want every Black person to get life insurance, whole life insurance, and IUL. And that's powerful because compounding interest is super powerful. Ask Einstein. But even in that, they're trading with your money all day. The only way for you to really be empowered is for you to become the thing that is resourcing yourself. And so when we talk about sustainability, is what I think Evan is really alluding to. 2020 taught us the power of sustainability. And if you were not in a position to sustain yourself, you definitely became a victim to the circumstance.
And let me add to that. I would also say, if you were not in position, you better make sure you're in position for the next one, because something else is going to come. I mean, it's not, it's a cyclical type of world. Are you going to be ready when the next thing happens, right? This sound like my half sister from another mister. That sound like some stuff I've been saying for some years. Be the bank, be your own bank, stuff like that. And Dr. O, oh my, Dr. O, now that that was hindsight 2020, looking back at what we've come through, man, what's to come for you? What's next for you? I mean, what you got going on? I mean, because there's some brothers, there's some sisters here tonight. Like, I whatever I got to do, I need to be following her right now. And yes, it is on Facebook, by the way. So I don't know if you needed to share it or whatever, but it was on my page. But go ahead.
So 2021 is the first year of the decade, right? So now we're into the ordinal decade. So now we've got 10 years with this thing. I mean, like we're here now. We're, the plane has landed. Strong turbulence. I think the wings have broken off. And I think we had a whole lot of pulling on your mask, right? Literally, right? No pun intended. But here's the deal. 2021 is your first year where the Black woman is seen as the face of a country, where she was the slave of the country. And I'm not talking about slavery. I'm talking about they had, right? The Black woman was locked up in being degraded, exposed in the hip hop industry. The Black woman was degraded. How? By being a single mother. That's an $80 billion industry, just Black women being single. Because now she got to do so much extra stuff, so she's been degraded so much. And so just like we say Mother Africa, we're about to say Mother America. And that's where this Lady Liberty that we know is featured after an African-American woman. She is now liberated. And I'm not talking about liberals or Republicans, so don't get into your emotions. But I'm talking about liberated to the point where she's the face of the money, right? Who we going to put on that $20 bill? That Harriet Tubman? She's about to be the face of the country. So now now everywhere else in the world, by the way, the Black woman is honored. She is exposed. The Black Madonnas are all over Europe. They honor Black people. Okay. Don't mean they respect them all the time, but America has chosen a woman of color to be the vice president. So you got double, right? So now this is 2021. You have a double year. What you have now is you have an opportunity to be in position, and you have an opportunity to serve your purpose. That is the best combination you can make. I think they say what luck is like, what opportunity meets preparation or preparation meets opportunity, that you're lucky. Okay, let's say it that way. 2021 is your lucky year. You're going to luck up on some stuff. It's going to be miraculous and all that. And you better get what you can, because Evan said it best. 2030, another pandemic is coming. So you better be prepared. So you getting all this money is not for Louis Vuitton. This ain't for no Sean, no. I'm about to say Sean John, but I'm gonna go luxury brand. It's not for Bentley. This is not an opportunity for no Rolls Royce. The reason why you're about to get the money and the notoriety and the respect that you deserve is because they know that by the year 2040, 2050, that America will be 90% youth in the school system will be people of color. They know they got to put people of color in position now, so that way that they can still try to play that chess game and that game of checkers where they're still on top and they can control the environment. Let them play their game. We're going to do the wealth game pretty soon here with Black CEO and Shay Brown. But we want you to be in position. So we're about to throw you money. We're going to throw you these positions. You're about to see Black women on top. You're about to see Black women getting all the stuff that they deserve. Not to discount the Black man, but now they have to reposition this because it's going to be called Mother America. So I said that to say 2021 is your opportunity to get in position to serve your purpose. Mind you, I did not talk about money. I am not talking about wealth. I am not talking about status. I'm only talking about position and purpose.
Position and purpose. I hear that, man. And there was a I hope you caught it, but there was a poem that I read at the beginning.
Yes, Still I Rise. Of course. I was here. You did a great job, brother.
By Maya Angelou. You know, is there something from that poem that speaks to you?
Well, when she says, "You look at me," just that line alone, "You look at me." How many people want to be seen? I mean, you know, right now I promised myself I was going to get up and put on some makeup and glam squad. I was talking about it this morning with Evan. I have on absolutely no makeup, do not care, could care less about how I'm looking right now. Black people don't want to know, can you hear me? We want to know, do you feel me? So whatever I look, if you look at me, then you'll feel me. You'll go on the inside of me. And Evan told me, my brother says, you wake up beautiful. Like, what's your problem? Get on about your business. Come on the show. We scheduled now, you know, we scheduled now. And so I said that to say, she said, you look at me. And whatever she says after that to me just fades into, it's a peaceful, I'm at peace when she said, you look at me. Because I've had the value of people seeing me. Evan and I didn't meet on the best circumstances. And not to drain it out, I don't even want to talk about that, but we did not meet on the best circumstances. So the energy was a little bit off. But we still decided to see each other for our value. And here we are today. This is an example of what he read. Still I rise. We both rose to the occasion. And here we are helping our people with serving our purpose together. And I think that is what I heard you say when you read the poem.
Absolutely. And my last question for you here, again, appreciate you taking the time to be here today. You're all right. Position and purpose. This is Black Woman Wednesday, where we you've already done a wonderful job of uplifting and inspiring a Black woman, but you may have some final words as we move into 2021. What is your benediction? What are your words of empowerment? Because I think women empowerment is such a big thing now for the Black woman in 2021.
All right. So I want Black women to get emotional help. I want Black women to get their mental health in order. I want Black women to get their mindset intact. And the ways you're going to do that, you're going to seek free counseling. In some cases, you're going to have to pay for it. I have a whole podcast, Wealth Hackathon podcast, and I did an episode. You're going to have to pay for it. But then in other cases, there's free resources out there. A lot of women are suffering from, stress disorders and personality disorders and all of that. I don't want you to come over here and get this bag and you're miserable and you're hurting and you're crying, but you're rich. I don't want you come. When I say I'm wealthy, I say I am WELLTHY. I want you to be wealthy, and therefore you're going to have to get healing in your heart. And all people always like, can I pick your brain? I just want to pick your brain. And I say, do not ask me to pick my brain until you ask, can you heal my heart? So I want you to get healing in your heart. And that means you're going to have to say no. No is a complete sentence. Speak the word, Dr. O. No is a complete sentence. I want you to focus on one thing, 2021. I want you to focus on one thing that you are going to master. And as you become a master, it's going to heal you. And that's what I would like to end this with. I wish that you master one thing and allow it to heal you. And you're going to start to be able to heal others and move on to the next things.
Man, Black Woman Wednesday here on the New Black Wall Street. I told you guys, this is what we do, man. Connecting networks to networks, introducing you to some new people, and you being introduced to some. I'm just connected to some dope people, man. And this is the year. My focus is to let the connections connect. Right.
You remind me of Napoleon Hill, and you remind me of Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. And your purpose.
Oh,
and
that's my.
Yeah, the three of you have a very definite of purpose. Napoleon Hill says definite of purpose. And I'm like, why does he say that like that? But tonight I understand, and so continue along your track. I'm a queen, so I run the kingdom, not the king. But my role is to also impart into you all. I couldn't be me without you. You guys gave us the seed to be us, right? You guys also picked the gender of the baby. So without you, none of us women would be here. So we do have to give honor to our brothers. But I just wanted to tell you that. So
I appreciate it, man. Yo, Dennis Kimbrough, Dr. Napoleon here, all up in here, got some Jim Rohn in me as well. And I'm just outflowing unto the people, man, giving it to them. As much as they can eat, I'll keep feeding them. That's just what we do, man. Guys, in the comments below, I'd love for you to share something your takeaway for tonight, and then I'd also like for you in the comments to share, what is so amazing about the Black woman. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. What's so amazing about the Black woman before we close this thing out? I'll catch up on your comments tonight, guys. We had Lisa Gillette, new last name, just newly married, Lisa Gillette on with us. Sharing with us where she's been in her journey from a real estate broker now into law school. Man, still I rise has been the thing. We got Dr. O here with us. Omai Kafi. Wealthy, man. Hey, that's a big word. When she says, wealthy, we know be well, right? Wealthy. And one thing that I share with people in my teachings is that money is actually the lowest form of wealth. If that's all that you got. Matter of fact, we read a book called Black Fortunes. We're reading about a sister who had all the money, but she was tore up from the floor up on the inside. So let not money be the goal unless you're setting a financial goal, right? But be whole, be well all throughout in every area of your life, understanding that money is just something you can calculate into the lowest form of what true wealth is. In and out, man. That's what I'm talking about. Catch up on these comments, man, and we'll wrap this thing up, man. Yeah. Hey, Joaquin Newton said, man, focus on that one thing to master. Focus on that one thing to master. Let me say this to you, Dr. O. You mentioned something, and I've been thinking about this since the beginning of the year. And I've been saying to myself, you know what? I am transitioning to a full-time investor. I feel like I'm a full-time investor with a part-time entrepreneurship business. And I've been feeling like, why am I feel like I need to go ahead and devote like full time. So
come with us.
That's really been in my spirit the past like week. I've been like, because I've been saying to myself,
I want you to come and do one of our billionaire brunches. And at the billionaire brunch, I would love for you at that time to tell us that you're 100% an investor. And I'm not trying to convince anybody. Like I said, I'm here to support. But I'm telling, and you notice I said 2021 investors. We have millions and billions of people. I'm not looking for everybody because what I have is not for everybody. But you, brother, you have a way of being able to be an intermediary. So you'd be the best 100% investor because you do know. And I hope that transition for you happens very soon, like before April, which is Financial Literacy Month.
Yeah.
That way you can start to tell that story, and you're going to wake you. I told you before, you wake people up. You provide an appetite. So I cannot wait for you to join us as 100% an investor, please.
And how can people follow you if they're saying, I'm hearing all this, I want to connect with this sister, follow this sister, or whatever? What's the best way for them to kind of follow the movement and be a part of what you got going on?
Awesome. So in summary, everywhere I'm Wealth Hackathon, Twitter, social media, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere at Wealth Hackathon, right? But I'm also the founder and president of the Board of Literacy. We are a 501c3. We are a we're a public charity, but we are here for we're a FinLit organization based in Dallas, Texas, financial quotient of our youth. So we've teamed up with the state of Texas to help distribute financial literacy and education to 6-year-olds to 9-year-olds, 13 to 24-year-olds, obviously people of color. And our role there is to basically help people not only with financial literacy, but wealth development. So you can find me at the Board of Literacy as well. So www.theboardofliteracy.org, or you can go to wealthhackathon.com, and everything else is connected. Every 21st day of 2021, we have a Grow Your Portfolio presented by Wealth Hackathon, sponsored by the Board of Literacy, where we are teaching you hands-on investing with my millionaire and billionaire mentors live every 21st day of 2021. And then in 2022, every 22nd day of the month of 2022, we're going to be teaching you how to become the bank, how to become the platform, and things of that nature. So we have a 2-year schedule. We're about to get this in for the next 2 years. I know that's crazy. Like, okay, I'm going to follow you for 2 years. You are, because it's a commitment. I don't need nobody following me for 4 days and then they get what they want and then they leave. We're not doing that. So if you do choose to follow and you do choose to connect, you do choose to do what he said, which is net worth, then you got 2 years of information right there. So you can go anywhere you want to see me on Instagram. It's either Dr. Omai Kafi or Wealth Hackathon. That's the safest way for you to do it.
Absolutely, man. Let's catch some of these comments and wrap this thing up. Money is the lowest form of wealth. Right? Thanks so much, John. Ms. Making Golden. Golden Girls, amazing about Black women, strong and resilient. Glitter Tate Woods, thanks so much. Black women are nurturing sensitivity that I love and that we all need. Miss Vivian Reed, thanks so much. Brother Mark Daniels, where are you on your journey to generational wealth? Black women have long since been the backbone of our race and will continue to blaze the trail forward. That's what I'm talking about. Strength. That's so much. My round the way girl, Latia Taylor's in the house. Thanks so much for joining us. Shawan, Audrey. Mission, absolutely, man. Hopefully you guys hit that like button, that share button. You tag the sister here tonight as we're paying homage. We are showing our appreciation, our love, and adoration for the Black woman here tonight on Black Woman Wednesday. I'm your OCRGJ, man, certified financial educator, guys. I want to say thanks so much for tuning in, and I want you guys to remember this: that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.